Hello, and welcome to the training video on student-teacher relationships. In the spirit of writing to learn, please take a moment to prepare a composing space, be it a Word or Google document, pen or paper, or any other collection of reflective tools you prefer. I'd appreciate it if you spent some time before we begin thinking about the relationships you have had with past students. Ask yourself, over the course of my teaching career, who have been my best students and what was it like teaching them? What meaningful relationships with students do you remember the most? In 1 minute, this video will resume. Welcome back. So what did you write? Chances are something about the work of your most successful students was worthy of reward. They put an effort to a process, they worked hard, they produced final products that earned grades that reflected their labor. This is an acceptable framework for all teachers, I hope, which can also encourage our students to become more confident writers. At this point, I would like to focus this discussion on the topic of building student-teacher relationships. I believe one of the most effective ways teachers can elicit quality work from students is by building interpersonal connections with them. It is challenging, if not impossible, to suggest a single approach to building student relationships. As you well know, the idiosyncrasies of our varying classes and students are impossible to predict. Still, our students should sense our investment in who they are and the knowledge journey they're beginning at ODU. Students can sense if they are valued, and this can make or break some learning experiences. Every day in class, we should at least try to engage all our students, to connect with them on multiple levels, both academic, popular, and otherwise. English 101 small class size allows teachers to engage students one-on-one for at least part of every class. Perhaps during roll, you might spend a few extra minutes simply asking individual students how they are doing and listening to their responses. Such a simple action is a powerful way to get to know them and to show that you have bought in to their wellness and academic success. In addition to helping students feel comfortable around you, reciprocally, you're getting to know them in a way that might be deeper than the formalities or pleasantries that are typical between teacher and student. Students have written about this strategy of community building in my opinion surveys, noting the connection between interpersonal relationships and their motivation to succeed in the course. These comments are wonderful to read, but I would submit to you that the power behind these reflections is not limited to good feelings. Once students see our personal investment, that we are engaging their whole person, they are much more likely to open up, stake a claim in the course, and produce their best work. This motivation is powerful, and only greater academic progress manifests by consequence. Quality labor from our students is, after all, a shared value among all writing teachers, as we saw at the beginning of this video. I'd like to take a moment to reflect on a common practice among writing teachers. especially as it relates to building relationships. This is the practice of grading student writing. As students ourselves, I think we can all remember a time when we were arrested by the grammar police. Perhaps our stylish commas were cuffed and red ink and put on trial in the court of grades. After enough community service to the system of standardized English grammar, perhaps we joined the force, ready to pounce on others, in a logic that is cyclical and self-perpetuating rather than productive and encouraging. I hope you'll forgive this penal metaphor, but all this is to say that we oftentimes get in our own way when it comes to building relationships with students, especially when grading. When students are treated like grammar criminals, what are their possible reactions to you, the teacher, or the community you're hoping to build in the classroom? In my experience, what has helped me the most as a student of writing is to present my work to a supportive community of writers, where I could make mistakes without being severely punished for them. In this way, mistakes become teachable rather than regrettable moments. At this point in the training video, I would like to introduce one of my former students, Robel. Robel was one of my most outstanding students of the semester and would eventually ask me to recommend him for a university opportunity. In the following interview clip, I asked him to reflect on his writing experiences, comfort level in the class, and what motivated him to eventually ask for a recommendation.
When asking me for a recommendation uh, for my student board of visitors, I asked you because um, I felt like we built a bond throughout the class, and I could actually come to you when it came to like maybe other essays from other classes, and like you could actually like give me a breakdown on what I should do and what I shouldn't use, and it was just I feel like that bond that we created was very crucial in the like process of me asking you for a recommendation letter. And throughout your class, I realized that the way I was writing essays before, it's completely different from like how I write essays now. It's in a sense, it's more, I would say, I wouldn't say neat, but like it looks more eye appealing to like to like any of my audiences I'm writing for. But the way of my writing improved so much, and I actually like I get compliments because of it, and I give you credit because without the class, I feel like I wouldn't be as good at writing as I am now. Because I feel like before, even like when I was asked to like write something, I would kind of like avoid it, or I just don't want to do it. And like now, like writing is like basically like effortless. Like it's just give me a time frame and I can just get it done. That's how that class like really helped me with that.
Yeah, that's great. But what's important is that you're speaking about your own motivation and drive, because that's really what deserves the credit. All right, excellent response. Thank you very much. All right, let's think about why did you feel comfortable in my class? Can you talk a little bit more about how we built the bond? Like how did I do it, or how have other teachers in the past encouraged you to buy in?
Okay. Since the first day of class, I feel like so many college teachers, they try to intimidate their students, in which they're like the first statements they say that like A in my class is not given, or something intimidating that's like unnecessary. Like it makes the student lose motivation. And when I like during your first like talking, like when you talked to us for the first time, you were calm, collected. You were explaining everything. It was like a cool environment. Everybody was like focusing, and you told us like if you put in the work, you will get an A. And like it's like it's secure. I guess like security, like it felt good because like you can get an A in this class if you put in the work. But like so many college teachers, they try to intimidate the students, and it's just like it's unnecessary. Like we're here to like succeed. We're here to like get our degrees, and like that that little intimidation, like it's just there's no room for it. It's like no need.
As Robel's testimony illustrates, his feelings of comfort and confidence in our class were predicated on the relationship we were able to build. It is in this spirit that I would like to introduce a more productive metaphor of writing instruction, the master-apprentice relationship, which I believe is illustrative of the latter part of Robel's response on comfort versus intimidation. The master-apprentice relationship has proven to be successful in efforts of language revitalization. One such example is the Cherokee Language Master-Apprentice Program, an adult Cherokee language immersion experience for novice learners who are paired with master-level fluent Cherokee speakers. Within this framework, the quote-unquote mistakes learners make are not punishable, but become opportunities for learning and fluency. Within the master-apprentice relationship, students can make mistakes, but they're not immediately barred from the master level, or for our purposes, making an A in the class. Now, let's again pause for writing. What framework or perhaps metaphors have you functioned within in past experiences as a teacher and grader of student writing? Do you bleed on student papers? Have you ever shot down a student's idea? How can we transform these metaphors or worldviews into something more productive, positive, and encouraging? What other productive metaphors can you think of? I appreciate your attending to your worldview of the writing classroom, while also considering how the foundation upon which you build your classroom community might be that of an encouraging metaphor. I think you'll find that doing so will improve your students' perception of writing and perhaps your own, so we might reach that shared goal of quality labor worthy of reward. So ask yourself, what can I do to cultivate better relationships with students? How is the way that I am engaging students helping or hindering them? And what can I do relationally to elicit the very best work from my students? I put these questions to Robel, asking him, what can a teacher do to help you succeed in a writing class? I asked him, what helps you, Robel, be a better student in terms of what teachers do? Here's what he had to say.
Dear future English 101 teachers, I just wanted to start off by saying I'm highly grateful for teachers like yourselves to take a student's consideration into bettering the overall experience of how an English class should be conducted. The number one objective in a classroom is to comprehend the material you are given so you can incorporate it into your everyday life and maybe future occupation. As this may be the case, there are several factors that will definitely enhance the overall learning experiences if teachers integrate the following. Relationship. A student and teacher relationship holds a very great importance on how efficient a student may perform in your class. The closer the bond is between a teacher and student will strengthen the motivation of most students because they wouldn't want to disappoint a good teacher. Additionally,
Once you have a bond with the teacher, class seems a little less rigorous, but a bit more interesting and appealing. Lastly, one of the lesser known attributes our school system lack is helping with transitioning. So many students come from different parts of the world, and it's hard to use a one size fits all system when it comes to education. Transitioning to college can be a very rigorous process to undergo, so giving certain students some accommodations would be very helpful and respected. My name is Robertus Vi, and thank you for hearing me out.
Thank you again for taking the time to think and write about the relationships you'll soon build with your students. I think you'll see the benefits, especially among those students who appreciate your concern for their academic and personal success. Good luck in the semester ahead.